Hello and welcome to our live with our development office. We're very excited for you to join us today, and we love connecting and sharing information. And I'm very happy to introduce our development team with us today, who are going to give us lots of wonderful updates of what they're doing, what's happening in the office, what good they're doing in the world, because they're making an impact every day. And we're very excited to share that with our social channels on YouTube, as well as we'll be sharing this across our Facebook and Instagram too. If you're not catching us live, you can go ahead and tune in later if you have questions. We're going to also be sharing information of items discussed today, links to register, that will all be in the description on our live today. So I've first and foremost, welcome Andrea and Mitchelle. Thank you so much for joining me today on our live for our live week. I always love live weeks because I learn something new each time. So I really appreciate you joining us. And if I can have, Andrea, if I can have you introduce yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Gigi, for giving us this opportunity to share the good work that we're doing and the impact that our donors are making in our communities and for our students and our faculty. I'm Andrea DeLucia, everyone. Nice to meet you and see you again. I was on a few months ago. I'm the Director of Development here at FST. And Gigi, did you want to send it over to Mitchelle?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we'll go ahead and we'll kick it over to Mitchelle. Let Mitchelle introduce herself, and then I'll bring it back to you, Andrea, and then you can discuss our upcoming events, and then anything that you'd like to share. One moment. Hi, Mitchelle.
Greetings, salutations. I'm Peachy Keen, enjoying sunny San Diego. Yep, we're sunny here. And I'm the development coordinator. I also get to, in that role, do a lot of different things that sometimes puts me behind the scenes and sometimes in front. And when you mail us stuff, it comes to me and I get to figure out where it goes and who it goes to and all that. So just really enjoy bringing the Franciscan charism to life through our various traditions that we have. And it's been a wild ride since I've been here. I tell you, it's been great. FST's, it's really cool people. And so it's great to help us develop in all the ways that we do that, whether it's the Alumni Association or it's our students, donors, the community. It's great to just be in the space.
I couldn't agree more. It's wonderful seeing that Franciscan charism fostered through everyone at FST, from our faculty to our leadership team to administrative team. And it's an honor to work with both of you. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to Andrea, because I know you have some events coming up in development, and I'd like to give you that opportunity to share with our community, because honestly, people might not know everything that's happening. And so we want to make sure the good word is put out there, and so we can get everyone registered. So tell us what's going on.
Thank you, Gigi. And I want to just give a shout out to Gigi. She is doing wonderful with working with development and getting all of our information up on social media and really helping us drive those efforts. So thank you, Gigi, first and foremost. With COVID, it's been hard to really put on these events. And, we decided now as a team to move forward and start getting out there. And we've got a really exciting opportunity for all of you, even if you don't live in San Francisco, where it's going to be based. On March 10th, we have an event that we're co-hosting with St. Anthony's Foundation, and it's titled Forum for Good, a Community Without Algorithm. And this event is a full-day event, and it's an exploration on how we can use reason and compassion to guide us to find common ground and practical solutions to reverse the current trends of polarization. And we will spend a day exploring how an emphasis on the whole person can help us to create a society in which all people can flourish. The symposium will include input from a variety of civic, philanthropic, and business leaders from San Francisco, from the Franciscan School of Theology, and beyond. Our very own Dr. Kenichi, Dr. Price, Dr. Fryer, and Dr. Galvin will be presenting at this conference. They will also be a part of in-panel discussions. There's a tremendous lineup. Some of the speakers have some really, really cool titles and information to follow on the website. Like I mentioned, all of you are welcome, and I know Gigi will put up the website link. But for those of you who may not know too much about St. Anthony's Foundation, it's housed in the Tenderloin in San Francisco. It's a social services organization that provides shelter, food, clothing, and healthcare needs to those in the San Francisco area. It was founded in 1950 by a Franciscan friar, Alfred Boddicker, I always say it wrong, to serve meals to the poor in an ordinary restaurant-like setting. And that's what it is. If you're in San Francisco, you've got to check it out. What an organization. And it's so inspiring. Last time I was there were friars who had come to FST for their graduate degree, and you see their ministry in action. And every single person on those streets or just walking by on a leisure walk greeted the friars, and it's just so it's so warming. And so we want you to join us for the Forum for Good.
That's fantastic. You mentioned that our faculty and president are going to be at this event. Can you just take us back to, you said Dr. Prides, Dr. Kenichi, Dr. Johannes, and then our president, Father Garrett Galvin, will be joining. Can you talk to a little bit about their topics that they're going to be discussing? Do you have their topic so then we can let everyone know on the live, and then we'll be putting the information up later?
Absolutely. So we've got Dr. Prides. She's doing one of the breakout sessions, and her title is St. Francis for San Franciscans. And her talk explores why St. Francis of Assisi is the perfect saint for a city as gritty and diverse in San Francisco, as a model of joy grounded in determination rather than mere cheerfulness. St. Francis is a refreshing and challenging antidote to our divided world. And so that's her focus and her talk. I don't know if I'm wrong, but there's a yoga session. I don't know if she's doing the yoga session, but if so, that'd be fun if you're in your
absolutely
in your house doing yoga. Did you want me to keep
yeah, go ahead. I would love to hear what the other two Father Kenichi's, and then also Father Johannes, and then Father Garrett Galvin.
Sure. Father Garrett Galvin is doing another breakout session. He's talking about renewal in a Franciscan key. I want to say we had a little bit of insight on that when he did his lecture a few months ago. But he's talking about after 2 years of the pandemic, he will explore renewal as a consistent theme in the life of St. Francis and how it can help us on a personal and societal level. So that's
how relevant in today's world. You know, that these are all things that, again, Forum for Good, called to serve. So this is beautiful.
Absolutely. And kind of sifting, there's a lot of tweets and social media and kind of coming together is more about the event. Father Joe Kenichi, later in the day, he's going to be talking about advocating for societal change. He'll talk about how Franciscan thought and Catholic social teachings can guide us in advocating for societal change through faith and reason. That's his discussion. He will also, I believe, be at Willie Nelson's discussion as a panel member. So that'll be really exciting to see him answer some of those great questions that will come about. And then Father Johannes Friar, his title, which is really interesting, Franciscan Entrepreneurs, a New Lifestyle. It says that he will discuss forerunners of the organizations such as St. Anthony's and teach us how the Franciscan economy of frugality can offer an alternative for the entrepreneurs of today. So that's really interesting. I hope to be able to check that one out. So those are our very own faculty and staff that will be presenting at the Forum for Good.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you breaking that down and letting us know what our faculty and our president are going to be discussing at this forum, because it's important for everyone to hear about it. And if you are interested in signing up, I went ahead, I put the web address on the bottom of your screen right here on the live. And then I'll also be having it as a live link in when we save the live on our YouTube channel and on Facebook. So it'll be easy for everyone to go in and click and register and get all signed up. So That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And I know that you also have some other events coming up. Is this where you want me to kick it over to Michelle to discuss our March 3rd event?
She's our MC.
Yeah, baby. Okay, sounds.
Thank
All
you.
right, Michelle. Well, welcome back, Michelle. I hear you want to talk to us about a date, March 3rd. What's going on with March 3rd?
Well, it's actually March 3rd, so it's before the March 10th event in San Francisco, which also on March 10th. March 10th is a big day because if you can't make it up to San Francisco and you're not live, you can come in person to the campus, and we're having an open house that day. So there's just a lot going on in March because, like Andrea said, we're really trying to be healthy, balance, and seeing what we can do in person and what we can do remote. And we've had such a success remotely with an international audience watching our lectures. So the Franciscan, if you know much about the Franciscan tradition, it's pretty traditional to give lectures on the history and the thought and what it means to be Franciscan and how Franciscan plays itself out in the world. And there are numerous authors on different Franciscan books that are out all over the world, and they've been volunteering and coming up to FST saying, hey, we want to get, now that you have such a broad audience, we want to get our messages out there. And so we're hosting lecture series online now once a month. It's typically about the first Thursday of the month. Our next one is going to be, as Gigi said, March 3rd. We're going to continue the legacy and the tradition here. It's actually going to be a 33rd lecture being presented on Zoom since the start of the pandemic. Father Stephen Michael will present on Mary Magdalene and the risen Christ. This lecture will look at the question, what happened in the Garden of Eden Easter Sunday morning? Like, that's pretty cool. And so he's going to do a deep dive into that information. And if that seems interesting and you haven't been with us for our lectures before, on our YouTube channel, we have a playlist called Lectures. And it has all the lectures that we've done. All 33 of them are posted there. So you can go back and see the lectures that we've had previously. And they range in topic. As Andrea said, we had a version of the Franciscan Key. What he'll be doing live will be a little bit different, obviously. But he has that lecture up there. We have a lecture, like I said, going back through the entire pandemic. We even have a Christmas special lecture that was done last year of Father Garrett doing a 5-part series on Genesis, which is really his forte. He knows lots. When we talk about deep dive, Father Garrett can go deep on Genesis, like really good. So all of that information is on our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube, FST.edu1, or just type in Franciscan School of Theology, you'll get to our YouTube channel to see all the lectures we have. If you're interested in attending the lecture that we have on March 3rd, 7 p.m. Here, Pacific time, 7 p.m. Pacific time. But don't let that deter you, because we had people that are watching at 3 a.m. from Africa to watch the lectures. And the reason I know that they're there live is because when you watch live, you get to participate in a Q&A. And so there's a Q&A that the lecture...
That's a fun fact then for everyone to know. That's our little tip of the day.
It's our little secret FST hack. we got the FST hack here. McDonald's thinks they got the first hack. Nope, we got it. And so we had the hack that you can watch the Q&A and participate in the Q&A, and you enter your questions, and we get to ask them directly to the authors of these books and these classes, as people with incredible knowledge on the Franciscan history and the Franciscan charism. So, and they'll answer all sorts of questions. So I do recommend the live version. Once again, 7 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday, March 3rd. And so you can see that live, and then there'll be another one in April and in May and so forth. So we have lots of good lectures coming up. To register for them, you do need to register beforehand. You can't just hop into Instagram and see it. And that's just so that we can make sure that it's moderated a bit, keep it safe, make sure we don't have any Zoom bombers or anything coming in on the lectures. And so we're very, very lucky, knock on wood. We've not had any of those types of disturbances. And so to register, you can go to our fst.edu website, and right under events, at the bottom of the page is the link, or you can go to events and it'll pop up as the first event, March 3rd, and it'll take you to the registration form. Just put in your info and we'll send you the link the day of the event. So you'll be able to be there. So, yeah.
That is wonderful. And you've been, how long have we been having our Franciscan lectures online? Because we used to do them in person. And I know thanks to Development Office, this is something that has been able to be, available to everyone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And Andrea, do you want to speak a little bit upon that? And then Michelle can as well.
Go ahead, Michelle. You can start first, and then I'll jump in. Yeah. Thank you.
June of 2020 was when we started, so we got really busy right when it happened. We did some brainstorming in March. We did some practice runs with the Immaculate Conception Church, as our church that's near our campus. Did some live streaming there to make sure we could get out all the bugs before we went with the lecture series, and identified lecturers who would want to participate during the pandemic from their residences. And so once we got all those little logistical things figured out, we started in June. And at first we were doing them every other week because we knew there was such a need. There was just such a strong need of people being stuck in their homes and not being able to go to church, not to be able to be in fellowship, not be able to go to school. It was
yearning for information.
Yearning for information. And so we were very fortunate that we were able to get there right on the forefront every other week. And then as things have started to loosen back up and people are going back to things, they expressed they didn't have as much time to every other week be dedicating their time for this educational pieces. And so we were back to once a month. But like Gigi said, we used to do these live, and those were about once a semester. And so they're definitely a lot more. But we also can get a much larger audience of lecturers. Like I said, we've even had bishops give lectures just straight up with, again, if you come to the live, you get to go to the Q&A. And so people were asking questions of a bishop live and unfiltered, just being able to chat with them. Obviously not one-on-one. It's, many Zoom faces on one bishop, but you get the idea. And the president of the school and former presidents. Father Kenichi's done it before. Dr. Bill Short's done it. Dr. Pride's, Dr. Day. The
list
really
goes
cool.
on and on.
On and on.
So if you're watching this, you'll have to check, and you want more information, you'll have to check out the lectures playlist on our YouTube channel.
Gigi, is it okay if I just add? I want to give a shout out to Sister Kathy as well. She helps us find all of these renowned writers and authors and professors and Franciscan friars. So just want to give her a shout out. And yes, I also want to say that with the generosity of our donors who earmark their funds to help us promote and to implement the Franciscan Vision Series, I just want to say thank you to them. And we just have many donations that come in from these lectures the day of, the day after. And so they really just showing their gratitude for what we have to offer. And so I just wanted to say thank you all who come. If you haven't yet, join us. And it's just such a variety of information, and we just welcome you all. So thank you, Michelle, for giving such a great pitch on our series.
Well, thank you both. And while I have you, Andrea, can you talk a little bit about, I know we have a text program that you can, text to stay in information, to be informed, to be in contact with development. Can you give us a little bit of that information? And I'll go ahead and put it also on the screen too.
Wonderful. Yeah. So Michelle and I embarked on an innovative way to communicate with donors and community members. We decided that we would start texting our constituencies and community members. We have an option for people to stay informed through texting Francis to the phone number below, 844-972-1812. It's a way to stay connected. You'll receive the link for day of for the lectures, if that's what you've signed up for, any updates happening, any events. So it's also a platform where you can make a donation. Easy as that. You just hit the link that we send back, and you can make an immediate impact right away. So we're just trying to find new innovative ways to keep in touch. nowadays everything is technology oriented, and it's hard to catch people on the phone, and it's, it just instant gratification with most things. And Gigi, you're the master at social media, and you're actually presenting a lot more information for everyone, to just quick snippets. And so that's what we need. So thank you.
It's about, absolutely. Well, it's about keeping everyone connected, right?
Yes.
Whether, and at, different audiences too. We want to make sure we connect our YouTube audience with our LinkedIn audience, with our, Facebook audience, with everyone visiting our website, and anyone that comes on campus, and that everyone's receiving the information, because we do have so many wonderful things that are happening on campus and out there in the community. And there's so many individuals that are doing good. Our FST students are out there, our alumni are out there, and they're doing wonderful things in the world. And that's really could make it possible because of the development office, and because you're making their dreams become a reality. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you both on today, is to talk about what is happening in development.
Absolutely. And, we're not utilizing our QR code as much as we should. COVID reinvented the QR code. Every restaurant I go to, I'm scanning my menu. So that will be another opportunity in the future, on collateral or websites, where we can just have a QR code, scan it, and you can do everything from your phone. So we're trying to be innovative here.
You are.
You absolutely approval. So,
well, we are staying up with the times and being relevant what's happening today in a Franciscan way. Absolutely. Yes. Always making sure to maintain that. So that we just talked about alumni. Mitchelle, tell us a little bit about the alumni engagement and plans that we have going out there with our alumni.
Yeah, my pleasure. So one of the things, kind of mentioned this with the lecture series, is alumni had been asking for more, kind of like a continuation of their education, that they've already gotten their degree. What more can they keep on learning? And that's another thing that has been helping, I think, Sister Kathy with getting people to do our lectures, is that as she reaches out to them, says we have people that are knowledgeable on the Franciscan information, the Franciscan history, the knowledge, and they want to continue upon that, almost like a continuing education course in and of itself. And so by attending the lectures, the alumni are getting an extra perk of getting that information, really being able to refresh themselves on everything that they learned during their school years, whether they graduated in 1972 or if they graduated in 2021. They're able to participate. And so to make sure that we keep up with all of our alumni, we have on our website now an alumni section right underneath the student page. And from in the alumni section, alumni can click there and update their information. A lot of people get married, they moved, all sorts of information changes, and we don't get to always keep them in the loop. And so alumni, if you're out there, make sure that you have gotten your information to us so we can keep you up to date on those lectures that are happening and the events that are happening. The big event that we have every year, and we had to skip it, obviously, in 2020, but it's back, is graduation. Yay! Because people graduate. And so we'll be having an event the Friday night before graduation that's primarily geared for our alumni. The FST community is also invited, so that the current faculty and the current students can meet the alumni, and they can mingle, and they can share ideas and what they've been up to, and how the Franciscan charism is impacting their lives moving forward. How are they staying in their head and in their heart in the things that they do out in the world, making the impacts that we know all of our students make. And so that's pretty great to be in a very social environment, to just connect and chat and keep that energy going. And especially helpful to the people who are graduating the next day, because the next day is obviously a huge emotional and connected moment when those students get to walk down and participate in everything that is related in those commencement ceremonies. And then the time after it with family. And so it's a great weekend for alumni to be engaged with us. We're also, however, looking at other opportunities. We're pretty excited about this. The Alumni Association of sorts has been primarily a Facebook community for years. And so if you go on the Facebook and you see FST, there's the Franciscan School of Theology Facebook page. But another little heads up, another little hack is if you're an alumni, you can get on the community page. And our community page is strictly for the alumni and the faculty to talk to each other there. And it's a very amazing, safe space where those alumni gather and share rosaries together and share where they're going and what they're doing and job postings and things of that nature. So they're a pretty connected community. And now we're hoping that as COVID and the pandemic give us a little bit more breathing space to maybe do some things in person too. So just as early as next Tuesday, I believe, the Alumni Association is going to have a meeting to start talking about what are some of those plans. What do we feel safe bringing our community together to do? And thanks to our wonderful donors who give us the funds to make these things possible, we're able to host some alumni events to keep people connected. Another way, great though, a little plug. Send a newsletter out, and that newsletter we focus on an alumni. We try to vary the years that they graduated so you can see somebody what they're doing immediately and people that are living a lifetime later, and what they've done with their Franciscan degree. And so March 1st will be another alumni newsletter from Bonnie Hardwick. With any of you connected with our community, know Bonnie. She is an amazing human being. In Santa Fe, New Mexico, she makes our Christmas cards, the most beautiful art pieces. It's mind-blowing. And so you're going to see an interview with her in this upcoming March 1st newsletter, along with a lot of other details of information and things that we're getting done here at FST. So we do that with our alumni. We're hoping to create more engagement opportunities. And we have the picnic Friday, March 27th. At the Mission San Luis Rey in Oceanside. So that's a little bit of a quick of where some of our alumni are up to, and ways that we hope to just continue to stay engaged with them as much as possible.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Michelle. We really appreciate it. And it's good for everyone to know what's going on within the alumni realm of the institution as well. So thank you. Thank you again. Oh, yes, go ahead.
One other thing, and just remember, we're actually... inside hack. We're telling the committee this next week, but since I have you all here now, so on LinkedIn, we have 2 pages. We have a page that was created eons ago, and alumni had entered on it, and staff had entered, and there was a bunch of people, but whoever is the moderator of it, we don't have them anymore. And so we started a new page that has all of our information now, what's going on, and those pages are merging. And so the LinkedIn community is going to be much more up to date and connected to one another. The more recent graduates and the 700 alumni that are in the old graduate are all going to come together in one space. So that's really exciting.
And thanks to hard efforts from you, because I thank you so much for helping making that happen, because that has been something that's been in the works for quite some time. Because again, it's about keeping those connected, and we want to make sure everyone's getting the information. And when there's a disconnect on a page, it's hard to do that. So thank you so much. I know we're running out, because I was mindful of both of your time. I want to give Andrea, talk to us, anything you'd like to say, any closing and anything else that I might have missed.
Sure. No, Gigi, you captured everything that we wanted to share. Thanks for leading us and guiding us with the specific aspects you wanted us to talk about today, because there's so much information to share. I just ask all of you to please consider making a donation. It's a lasting and immediate impact for our students and our faculty. And it really just helps us keep that Franciscan vision alive, and it helps us with sustainability for the future and future generations of our students. So please consider making a donation. No amount is too small. And if you have any specific interest, we can earmark it for that, just like we shared for the Franciscan lecture series. So I thank you in advance for your support, for joining us today, and for joining us on our other events and opportunities. So thank you.
Thank you. And if those that are watching later and they'd like to make a donation so they can see these all the wonderful programs you discussed today keep flourishing out there in the communities and making a difference, how would they go about it? I put the number. Would they just be able to reach out through the texting number to make a donation? Can you let us know ways that you could donate?
Absolutely. So you can text Francis. We'll opt you in to receive our texts, and we'll give you a link if you'd like to make a donation immediately. You can always save that link for the future. You can go to fst.edu. At the right-hand corner, it says Give Now. You can just press that link. It really just takes you right to our page to make a donation. You can also give us a call. I'll give you my phone number, 619-574-5809. We can do a transaction over the phone. So those are 3 ways that you can make a donation. That if you've just got questions in general, please reach out via email. It's DeLucia. You'll see my name, DeLucia@fst.edu. Just send us an inquiry and we'll connect and we'll answer your questions and help you with the assistance you need. So thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I couldn't be more proud and happy and honored for both of you to share what's happening in development, and because I learned something new and I'm really excited of all the opportunities that you are putting out there for everyone. And thank you so much for your time. Earlier in the live, we mentioned that we're having an upcoming open house. If you're interested in attending and want more information, want to stay connected, whether you're a friend of FST looking to continue your education down a degree path, whether you're looking at just, continuing education, all are welcome to attend our open house. We would love for you to be there, connect you with faculty, alumni, all of our departments. I would love to talk to you more, put you in connection with our director of admissions and recruitment, John Gonzalez, and he is amazing. And you probably have seen him before on our lives, and I will be able to connect you. Just reach out, send a message, send a comment, direct message us. Again, it's all about connection. And we thank you so much for attending our live, and we wish you well. So
Gigi, thank you. This was awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you both. I appreciate it. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Okay.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.